Welcome back to this commentary playthrough of Trails Beyond the Horizon with Kellador. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you're liking what you're seeing. And just for full disclosure, I did go back and redo the last section on hyperspeed, just to get the extra SP for getting that question right. Still want to get as many S ranks as possible and get the highest ranking on the Arkwright Solutions list because the rewards get increasingly good. Alright, so if you see a few people that I talked to previously that show up on the map, that's why. I tried to keep everything the same except for that one conversational answer. So, a couple people to talk to here. Excuse me. I'm sorry for barging in at such a time. Please, think nothing of it. Thanks to you, I got the chance I was looking for. Since it's so late, why don't you stay the night? Great idea! We can talk a whole bunch over dinner! That sounds lovely. Maybe we can discuss what's to come? Just what are Marina and I to each other? We're the same age, so it's not like I'm her older brother, and she's not my older sister. Who cares? Families come in all shapes and sizes. Which has been an ongoing theme in Trails since the very beginning. I heard you saved Marina. Thank you so much for what you did. I told my husband, he's in the capital, about everything that happened. There's still a lot I need to think about, but I'm sure things will be all right. I'm her mother. We'll just have to support each other as a family. It's so nice to finally be able to meet Marina after only seeing her in photos. Hopefully we can all get along like one big, happy family. 2 moms, 2 dads, 8 grandmothers. Thanks for today, you guys. I know things might be difficult going forward, but if I need to, I know I can always count on you. Okay, before we go to the guild, I want to check the southern outskirts. And we need to go talk to everybody at the hospital, too. So, let's see if we can go past the edge. Yeah. And then we have one more connection event to do.
Take care. That's above an A-level threat.
I think practical work. Don't get too close.
I mean, honestly, nothing here is actually that bad. So...
Whoops, wrong way.
Okay, fine. Let's go to the hospital.
What are we waiting for?
I could run back, but that would just be a waste of time. So let's not do that.
Now where?
Anything over here? No. The police asked me to perform a component analysis on this sample. That's all fine and good, but then they start asking me if it could be connected to the rioting? To the hallucinations. How the hell should I know that? I'm just here to tell you what the stuff's made of. Figure out the rest of the crap on your own. And on top of that, I'm having to work overtime for this. I better be getting paid for all this extra work.
Search time.
I mean, sure, the equipment here is top of the line, so it's probably faster to do the analysis here than a police lab. That doesn't mean I'm going to work for free. Someone better be shelling out for this. Oh, I want to go up the stairs. Or the elevator. Or anything, really. Hey, Gray. We're done investigating the underground area for now. Are you okay, Angie? No injuries? Yeah, monsters of that level are no problem. Especially with your help. Still, it's hard to believe one of Almada's facilities was still lurking beneath our feet here. Yeah, took me by surprise too. At the very least, I'm glad we were able to get key evidence and drug samples from the place. That said, there are still a few unexplained things that are bothering me. I might need to look into this a bit further. Unexplained things? Do you mean those succulent plants? It is weird. When we first found them, they were completely white, and they've been slowly starting to return to their normal color? Yeah, that's definitely strange too. I think the color change may have been caused by one of those white devices. It's all thanks to you noticing the change early on that we were able to record it. We'll need to include it in our report. But the thing that's bothering me is, how did the masked group even know the facility was there in the first place? Oh, right. You think a place like that would just stay hidden away after Almada's downfall. And yet, the masked group seems to have restarted operations there quite some time ago? Yeah. The facility's concealment and the masked group's source of intel are both still shrouded in mystery. I hadn't really thought about it, but nothing about this makes sense. Ugh. What's going on in this city? Angie really showed her stuff while we were investigating the underground facility. Just what I'd expect from Legato's sister. Thanks to her, we've cleared out the place, and there doesn't seem to be a need to investigate any further. I'd really like to make sure the hospital can resume regular operations starting tomorrow. I'm truly grateful to Alvis and Angie for helping move things along so quickly. I still can't believe there was a facility like that right below our feet. If only I'd realized sooner. No, I know there's no point saying that now. All I can do now is find whatever clues I can and uncover the truth bit by bit. And I'll do it in my brother's stead. I'm being reminded that Emoji Cat will help. Although mostly, I think she just wants scritchins.
Well,
Oh, it's you. We've been carrying out our own investigation into the hospital. In particular, the Guild's been taking the lead on looking through that underground facility and cleaning up the monsters down there. Though, I guess you guys deserve some credit for finding the place first. Hey, you bracers taking over the investigation and making sure the place is safe is a big help for us, you know. We've picked up on a few suspicious threads since then. Seems like there's a lot going on behind the scenes. Yeah, thanks to all of you taking over here, we've been able to follow up on clues elsewhere. You were talking to that old-timer, right? Yoon? Sword Hermit? Something like that? If possible, we'd also like to hear what he had to say at some point. But for now, there are still plenty of leads for us to go gather at the hospital. We'll handle the rest of the investigation here, share our findings later.
Well then.
The underground facility, the younger two, Gray and Angie, took point. I went down there with them, and we made quick work of the monsters and found some evidence that had been overlooked. Those two have really improved a lot. It's the right choice to bring them along. Well, that's good. Have you told Angie that?
Initiating search.
Doopy-doopy-doo. Yes, it's fine. The gastrointestinal surgery department is now in a position to resume treatment. I'll show you the way now, and I'll inform the doctor as well. I'm sorry for the trouble, especially at a time like this. You all weren't supposed to be open this late today, were you? No, but looking after our patients is our highest priority. After all, illnesses don't take a day off. Once the doctor is ready, we can begin treatment, so please wait in the procedure room. After all that happened this afternoon, I can't keep the patients waiting anymore. We don't have any direction from the medical director, so at the moment, the doctors and nurses are all handling everything on our own judgment. I'd like to be able to put all the patients' minds at ease, though, so it'd be best if we can go back to our normal operations by tomorrow. Do you have anything new to say, receptionist? Yep. We'll offer our full cooperation with the police investigation. I still can't believe a place like that was built right beneath our feet. I'm sure it's going to affect this hospital's reputation for the worse. Probably. So, you don't know anything about the underground facility created during the previous department head's tenure? Not a thing. I'm as shocked as anyone else that the place even exists. I never thought all the former director's dealings would be exposed like this. All that stuff was supposed to have been swept under the rug, so why? It would seem there had been several prior reports of strange noises coming from the entrance to the underground facility. Why didn't you attempt to conduct any inspections or investigations of the building? I just thought it best not to stir up any unnecessary trouble. That damnable facility had just stayed hidden, my position would have been secure. The way things are going, I'll be held responsible for this whole mess.
Well then.
Rightfully so? Since you were, neglecting clues? My examination was delayed because of all that commotion earlier. The police even showed up, and now I just can't calm down. What if I've got something serious? No, I can't give in to those negative thoughts. I need to stay strong. Well, heavens to Betsy. Who could have seen something related to A popping up out of nowhere like that after all this time? It's connected to the incident yesterday, too, so it makes sense the Special Investigation Unit is getting involved. We need to do whatever we can to help Inspector Daswani so he can make some progress with his investigation.
Well, beginning search.
Nope, can't go in there. Okay. Not a lot of point, but I thought I'd look. I'm assisting Inspector Daswani with the investigation as a representative of the local police. I hadn't heard anything about that mafia's drug since the attempted terrorist attack last year. The guild dealt with things quickly back then, but I'm shocked that there was still a whole underground facility dedicated to this stuff. As the local police, we'll need to be extra vigilant. By the way, Inspector, are you perhaps from somewhere in the southern part of the Central East? I was born in the Republic, but my parents immigrated from that area, yes. I get it, though. The sense of relief when you get when you happen to run into a fellow Central Easterner, especially a minority as rare as ours. Who could have thought an incident like this would lead to me meeting a fellow countryman? But thinking about it, with your background, must have been a serious uphill battle to make it all the way through the ranks to Inspector. Well, I won't deny there were struggles along the way, but at the end of the day, my current position is just the result of all the work I've put in. I imagine it's the same for you. I'm glad to see you doing good work here as a doctor. They both seem to be in high spirits. I imagine so. It's not every day you run into someone with Southern Central East lineage. They're pretty rare. Meeting a fellow countryman lift anyone's spirits. So used to getting scowls from the guy, it's good to see him happy for a change. Man, running into a fellow countryman really made my day. But anyway, we'll do whatever we can to help the investigation. We need to do everything we can to make sure patients like Yuto can focus on getting better without any worries. Come on, settle down, Emoji Cat. Oh, and speaking of Yuto, he's been given special permission to leave the hospital for the time being. His condition has been stable, and it seems like he has something important he needs to go do. I got a bit sidetracked there. Now, let me ask again. What instances would there be here at this hospital where a doctor would have contact with an outside organization? Okay, that is all of our conversations in the hospital. So, let's go talk.
What do you want to do?
Yes, we got those. A flavor to remember. Let's go talk to Fairy. Wants to borrow Le Chat Noir's kitchen. Van's group decided to take a short break. Everyone split up so they could spend their free time as they pleased. I'm sorry for being so selfish when you're still open. Please, it's nothing. Orders have slowed down anyway. I prepared all the ingredients you asked for, so use them however you'd like. Thank you very much. Wow, these pistachios are super high quality. And look how many walnuts and hazelnuts there are. What was it I'm supposed to start with again? Let's see. Umi always started with what? What's all this? Wait, are you making baklava? Oh, hi, Van. You can tell? Pretty obvious, seeing as you've got nuts and everything you need to make pie crust. Ferida, I had no idea. No idea that you could make baklava, the Central East's famous traditional pastry. Princess Zita got me addicted a few months ago, and let me tell you, it's impossible to track him down in the capital. Why didn't you tell me this sooner? How could you keep this from me? I wouldn't go so far as saying I can make it. I just used to help out a little back when Umi made some. When I thought back on it, I got the urge to try and make some myself. But I don't really know where to start without Umi. Mind if I help then? I've looked up recipes and cooking tips for it a bunch of times. Combine that with your memories, and I bet we could make a decent stab at it. Oh, I'd love your help. Hell yeah. First, we gotta do the prep. Well, I'll be. I guess I shouldn't be surprised you know what you're doing, seeing as you helped out at home and all. Cooking it for real is a totally different beast. You're even doing the dough from scratch. That's how we always did it back home. In the Central East, making the dough for baklava is something we've got to learn for when we get married. When Umi got engaged to Abi, she practiced really hard. I guess now that you've finished your adornment ceremony, this is the perfect time for you to start practicing, huh? All right, I'm gonna grind these nuts. Thanks. The dough's nice and heavy now, too. Next up, we gotta spread the ground nuts evenly on the dough. Then we put another layer of dough on top of that and cut into it. After we spread melted butter over the surface, we put it in the oven and get to work on the syrup while it cooks. There's so much to do. The oven, what's preheating? Calm down, Fairy. You've got to get your head in the game. This is just a trial we must overcome to attain the pinnacle of sweet flavor. Van? Ferry? What are you two doing in the kitchen? I thought baklava was usually made with phyllo dough, not pie crust. There we go. It should take around 20 minutes to bake. Wow, it already smells so good. It's not going to explode or anything, is it? No, it'll be fine. Thanks, Agnes. Helps to have a pie pro in the kitchen. It's not exactly the same recipe, but I did bake with my mom all the time when I was little. Now, has the syrup finished boiling? This doesn't look like enough. You're imagining things. Just how much did you sample? I told you not to have too much. My bad. I'll make more. And finally, it's finished. We did it. Wow, the pistachio smells so good. I can't believe I made something like this. This is your family's recipe, right? Doesn't it look just incredible, Van? Yeah, not often you get to have freshly baked baklava. No time like the present. Let's get everyone together, have ourselves a pastry party. Right. I'll prepare some tea. Soon they gathered all their friends and some local children, and everyone enjoyed some delicious baklava. And had sticky fingers and sticky everything else after a sugar bomb. Oh, it is phyllo. Okay. The phyllo is so crunchy. All the crushed nuts packed inside are simply divine. But the true star is how the pistachio blends beautifully with the sweet syrup throughout the whole pastry. This right here is a true slice of the Central East, the stuff of legends. I'm glad you're all enjoying it. But even with Agnes helping out, it's definitely not as good as a real chef could make. Don't sell yourself short, Fairy. Even amateur cooking has its own sort of charm. Not to mention the satisfaction of cooking it yourself as its own secret spice. Now then, have you collected your thoughts? I can't hide anything from you, can I? Umi once told me that baking can help you clear your mind. She was right. I think this helped me figure some things out. Is this about that soldier woman we fought earlier? Even if you put aside her unfamiliar equipment, it was clear she was really skilled. Maybe even as good as my brother. I can't imagine why a Jaeger would hide their face and name if they were that skilled. No one in the Red Constellation or Zephyr matches her description, that's for sure. And the one person who might have isn't with us anymore. Yeah, I'm not so sure about that, Van. Yeah, I had no idea someone like her existed. Someone with her skills. Someone who can devote themselves so much to their mission while still fighting fair. The world really is vast. And here I thought you were worried about her. I take it I'm off the mark? It's just, I learned all too well how important it is to think things through during the last incident. I'm not just going to suddenly be as strong as my brother. Or that soldier. So I've got to figure out how I'm going to fight when I next encounter her. I've been racking my brain about it this whole time. How am I going to bring all of my strengths together to face her? My skills cultivated as a warrior of the Kruga. The new shard techniques I've been learning, and all of my friends at Arkwright Solutions? Huh. So you've been looking forward this whole time. Might be a bit dangerous to have warfare on the brain while baking sweets, though, if I'm being honest. I hope you didn't accidentally mix gunpowder into the dough or anything. Give me a little more credit than that. I focused on what I was doing.
Of course, I am curious about that woman. About who she is. Still, that's not the most important thing right now. Not now that we know it's threatening Anchorville. I can ask her all the questions I want after I've disarmed her. And that should help us learn more about the vestiges, too. Van? What's wrong? You're looking at me funny.
Nah, I just didn't expect this. I was thinking this back during your adornment ceremony too, but you've really grown up. And you got this far not just because you're a warrior, but because you walked your own path, Ferida. Someone like me who works in the shadows and runs away from things I need to face. You're a real inspiration.
I've still got a long way to go. I've got work to do if I want to be able to hold my head up high in front of my brother, Ubby, or that woman. I know all this stuff is still going on, but I hope you'll continue to look out for me.
Of course. I knew she was maturing, but she's definitely surpassed my expectations. By the way, I noticed you made a whole other massive baklava. Let's say we cut that one up too. Looked incredible. No, Van, that one's to send home. Don't be greedy.
Sorry, but I'm sending that one back to everyone in the Jaeger Corps.
See, I told you.
Chloe's already helped me arrange for it to be shipped.
Oh, really? Wait. Didn't you say something about learning to make baklava being domestic training back in the Central East?
Yeah, that's right. But I didn't want it to show up unannounced, so I already got in touch with Ubby earlier on my...
Van Arkrai, I believe I already warned you. Am I to assume this is exactly what it looks like?
You move too fast. Despite his mounting panic, Van managed to clear up the misunderstanding with Hassan, prolonging his life for another day. Then, after finishing his baklava, which tasted all the sweeter, he returned to work. Ferry learned the recipe for Kruga-style baklava. Ooh. Well, if we've got that, then... Oh, we need beast essence. Well, clearly we need to make that. Gives quick, because of course it does. Have we made one of everything else? We have, in fact, made one of everything else. Okay. Well then, moving on. Let's go check in at the guild. Yeah. Backups arrived, and they're already on the move. Even if it won't be until tomorrow, it's reassuring that you're coming as well. I truly appreciate it. Elaine? Guess that takes care of that, huh? In that case, we just have to hold down the fort until then. Though, now that means Edith's going to be undermanned during a critical time. Yes, Hazel and Zinn have already discussed that particular issue with me. It may create a temporary delay in response times, but I don't think we need to worry about the capital. For real? Well, that's a relief. Well, there were a few conditions that came with this exchange, but as the saying goes, can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs. Hey, sorry to barge in like this. I was hoping we could do a little info swap. And no secret keeping, you hear? Said the ultimate keeper of secrets. Oh, you're one of the bracers from Edith. Yeah, with the ongoing crisis in Anchorville, they sent me here as backup. In my case, I'm on loan from the Long Lie branch, but I was originally meant to help the Edith folks. That's not important, though. I heard you exposed a dirty little secret tucked away in the hospital's underground, Spriggan. I imagine you must have a great deal of interesting things to share, given your recent trials. I'd be all too happy to listen to anything you're willing to tell me, and I can offer some of our own info in return. And that about sums up what happened in the belly of the underground facility. Though, FYI, the whole organic nanomachine bit is still just a working theory at this point. Well, that helps put a few things into perspective. I appreciate you informing us of this, Mr. Arkwright. As for us, we're currently summoning some of the most proficient bracers from the capital and other places. Our joint investigation with the police regarding the hospital is also making headway, and the police are also calling in considerable reinforcements. Now that we've confirmed that group is operating in this city, it's no surprise the police are gearing up big time. Wow. Allocating so many resources to this is a fairly momentous decision. Indeed. However, as I recall, support was being sent to the capital from here only a few days ago. I never imagined such a large number of personnel would be mobilized here, especially at so critical a time. Don't worry. I don't believe there's any need for concern. In any event, the Guild is making the final deployment preparations in advance of the launch tomorrow. Timing of many things appears to be lining up quite well. Yeah, that's more than a little concerning. Huh? Either way, since we can't rely on Jin, I think this is the best contingency plan we've got. Wait, what's going on with Jin? Is he occupied with something? I don't have the full story myself, just a few bits and pieces. We only know that Guild HQ in Le Mans decided to send him elsewhere. I imagine he is en route to his destination as we speak. That means Elaine's the only well-known bracer in Edith right now. Maybe these are the conditions of the exchange Legato mentioned a minute ago. Okay, cool. Thanks for bringing us up to speed. Seems like there'll be a lot of familiar faces among the fresh batch of bracers that's on the way. That'll make things easier. It's true that you guys have come in clutch for everyone in atypical scenarios like this one. In that way, I'm glad we have you here to lend us a hand. And a fist or two, if need be. Not to mention your invaluable intelligence. To that end, you have our thanks for what you've given us today. I apologize that we couldn't offer something of equivalent value in return. Nah, getting a lowdown on the guild situation is a fair trade. Looking forward to doing business with you in the future, Mr. Former A-Ranker. Seems like you've gotten a handle on all this clerical work, Legato. Meanwhile, you're getting stronger and stronger, Lahad. I'd bet you're even tougher than I was now. When are you going to go for that A rank? Please, I'm nowhere near that. You know all too well that bracer ranks aren't based on strength alone. Anyway, I gotta say, it's a relief to see you're just as skilled as ever. Counting on you to manage all of our intel and keep in contact with the other branches. Don't worry, I'm on it. I'll make sure everything is taken care of so that you guys can go all out. You know, Lahad and I got to where we are side by side. We trained together when he came over from the Central East. But I digress. In any case, Alvis got in touch. The investigation of the hospital is proceeding without issue. He's gotten some useful info on the underground lab, how it was used, and about the drug in question. In other words, you can trust the matter is in good hands. Keep doing what you're doing. I can probably leave the hospital investigation to Alvis and company. Going to see if I can't figure out a way to track down those masked bastards with a different approach. By looking into what's been going in and out of the city, studying the monsters on the outskirts, watching Heiwei's movement, let's just say there's a lot to consider. Figure I got nothing to lose from trying to track down any clues I can. Now then, our top priority is figuring out where those sketchy masked folks ran off to, right? Then I'll take a look around the outskirts. I'm sure someone's already done a quick sweep. But it just so happens I'm an expert at sensing people and monsters out in nature. I'll see what turns up.
Initiating search.
No. We're already aware of the situation. I've been sharing intel with the capital. I'm surprised there are still facilities with ties to Almada, but it's time to accept reality. I'm going to ask the other branches to look into whether or not similar cases are playing out in their jurisdictions. I just got in touch with Guild HQ in Le Mans a moment ago. Sounds like they're starting to get serious and will be handling cases across the Republic. Though, I find it hard to believe they would move in such force over just the uncovering of Almada facilities. Well, I mean, they have access to more information and can see the way certain things tie together.
Where?
And also, when a name like that keeps popping up over and over and over again, you start to wonder how big it's going to get. All right. Off to Jack and Halle. Crafts, what do you got? You're doing okay. Cobalt Curtain is good. Doopy-doopy-doo.
Skill performance
Might
enhanced.
as well.
It's even better now. All powered up.
Green skills, yes.
All powered up.
Grand Rend.
There. All enhanced.
Get Hospitable Hostess up. You're not. Okay, what do we have?
Better with every rehearsal.
Valiant Larceny.
Another step up. Better with every rehearsal.
Uh-huh. Ooh. Yes. Do.
There it is. Getting sharper.
Coin bullets. Those are all doing okay.
Skill performance enhanced.
Make that cost less. uh, hmm. What do we want to do here? What's this? Side attack bonus.
It's even better now!
Yes.
All powered up!
Burn chance, less delay.
Skill performance enhanced. Skill performance enhanced.
Blue stones.
All powered up!
Let's go ahead and do that.
All enhanced.
One more use and that'll be set.
There it is.
Same there. Okay. All right. What do you got for me? Hey, got here before you. Man, it's a crying shame this place doesn't serve alcohol. Oh no. Whatever will we do? Anyway, how's it going, you guys? Thanks for making the trek from Tharbad. I was pretty surprised hearing you two were coming all the way out here. What, you squander all your mira at Tharbad's casino and come to beg for more? I'm not that shameless. Cheeky little. We stumbled upon some fascinating pieces of intel. Fresh off the grapevine in Tharbad. Seemed related to what you guys are looking into, so we thought we'd come pass it on. Oh? Let's hear it. So, there's a strong possibility the agave we found underneath the hospital was sent from Tharbad after all. Yeah, the likelihood is pretty high. A little while ago, we got word that an unmarked shipment was sent from somewhere around the Tharbad area via a roundabout route. It was also thoroughly covered up. We have no idea what was even in the shipment, let alone who sent it. We had our feelers out because of an unrelated investigation, so it was just coincidence that we happened to pick up on this. Still, can't believe it was connected to that AD group. I know, and somehow it got boosted by the white replica, too. It turned back to green after everything was said and done, but I never thought it could do something like that. If only we could have relayed this to you sooner. No, even if we had. Seems like there's something else that's bugging you guys. You could say that. That agave was apparently something Almada ferreted out and used for their own nefarious ends. The CID and Elsheim's royal family thoroughly suppressed reports on the discovery of the drug's ingredients. But these people know of it and are using it like Almada did. Just who the hell are these people? Ah, yes, that is rather perplexing. I feel like those masked people know way more about what's going on behind the scenes than they should. Incidentally, drug refinement and ingredient extraction aren't easy processes to replicate. But clearly they have some means of accomplishing it. They definitely have some backdoor dealings going on, that's for sure. You guys look like you're raring to get in on the action. Mind if we rely on those keen informant senses of yours? Anytime. You can leave it to us. We heard about what you guys are looking into, too. We'll also be sharing what we learn with Bermati as we continue investigating stuff on our end. If we catch anything in our net, we'll be sure to share the spoils. Shortly afterwards... Van, your Zypha's ringing. Why does it sound so weird, though? Looks like two people are trying to call me at the same time. Marduk and Jack, huh? Might be best to answer both at once.
What's up, Van? Wait, we call you at the same time as Marduk or something? Well, whatever. We managed to drag some info out of a few people just now. Sounded like stuff you might want to know.
You two do quick work. Been doing some digging around on my end, too. Dunno if I should be telling you what I found over Zypha, though.
Well, why don't we all meet up then? You're over at that Chat Noir place, right?
Mm-hmm. La Nuit de Chat Noir. That's the name on the sign. This should give us a good chance to compare notes, too. All right. Sounds like a plan. We'll meet up when we're ready for a break. Feel free to head over before us. Got it. Think I'll just stop by Shino's to grab a mojito before... Get a move on already. She's got him well trained, I see. Never a dull moment with those two. Anyway, you'll probably find me on the first floor when you get there. Need to refuel, you know? Enjoy your break. See ya. Exchange intel at Chat Noir has been added to the travel menu. Choosing this will conclude your nighttime rounds and cause the main story to advance. Alright, that will probably be a rather extensive conversation, and I don't think I have the time left to get all of it in one go. So, we will... I don't have to do that because it's going to be a travel menu thing, but
What do you want to do?
don't have any of those. We got both of our 4 SPGs done, so we're good there. All right, so we'll call that there, and I'll see you next time. Take care.